Hi all, welcome back to another episode of Zynga Poker Tips and Tricks. I am Jared, Bear, and with us today we have Lauren.
Hi.
Lauren is a data analyst here at Zynga Poker, and she's taking the place of Ralph today. So welcome. It should be fun.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
excited.
yeah, are you a big Zynga Poker player?
I'm not a huge poker player.
Okay.
I'm still learning a lot. I played growing up a little bit with my parents, but not a lot lately. I've been too focused on buying a house.
Okay. Oh, well, hope that goes well for you. Today, what we usually do is we play some sort of tournament. So I was thinking that we could just jump right into the action and do maybe a shootout round one or a sit and go. What are you feeling?
Shootout sounds fun.
Shootout? Okay, so we're going to go in at round one right now. Oh, we're going to turn the lights on so that you guys can see us better. Otherwise, you're just sitting in the dark. Okay, thanks, Aaron. Aaron stopped by to let us know that we should turn the lights on and not sit in the dark and be creepy. Okay, so round one. Here we go. Are you familiar with what a shootout is?
No.
Okay, so a shootout, for Lauren and for those of you at home who aren't aware, a shootout is just a tournament that takes place in different rounds. So you'll play round one at one table, and then the winner of that and the winner of other round one tournaments get to move on to the next round. They all play each other, and then the winner of that gets to move on to the third round. So it gets harder and harder to go up, and you're playing against better and better people every time. It's only, I think it was like 2,000, 5,000 to join the tournament. And then if you win the round three, you get 500k. So it's a pretty good
Yeah,
payout for you.
that is.
All right, 6-8 offsuit. So you can see what's happening right now, and what will continue to happen probably for a little bit is that in the first round of the shootout, people aren't great, and so they do a lot of all-ins just right away. So unless you have a really premium hand, you just want to sit out and let them knock each other out.
Makes sense.
Yeah, so now we have 4 opponents that are gone already.
That was quick.
Yeah.
Why do people go all in the first one?
They're not. They don't have any time invested yet, so they don't really think that they're losing much by just going all in. And if they win, then they're really ahead. Like this person here has
Oh, okay.
5,000 chips, and then if they lose, they can just do the same thing immediately.
Makes sense.
And you don't see that in later rounds because people have more time invested, so they don't want to gamble with that. We have middle pair here. I could bet this. Yeah, I think I'm actually going to. So everyone up until this point has checked it to us, put out a decent sized bet. And if I get any callers, I'm not going to bet anymore unless I hit a jack or a 4 on the river. Somebody could. Oh, okay, jack.
Oh, wow.
There it is.
Yeah.
Good stuff. So the only thing that we're really reasonably worried about is something like king jack here,
Oh, yeah.
jack 10.
King.
So if somebody has an ace king, something like that, that's actually perfect because we'll get them to call and we'll beat them. So hopefully that's what this person has. Nope. They didn't have it. Take it down. Ace 10. Okay, it's pretty good pocket cards, especially when you're at a 5-person table right now. We are out of position, which means that we are going to be acting first in the later betting rounds.
Okay.
Sorry, I had to sneeze and then it didn't happen. All right, so we hit middle pair on the flop with top kicker with our ace. We are in early position, but I do want to see where we're at in terms of everyone else's hands. So I'll put out what's called a feeler bet. This is done basically to induce action if somebody has a really good hand. So you'll be able to tell with a relatively small investment of only $80 here if you're beaten. So if somebody were to raise back at us there, it'd be a
Nice.
pretty good indicator that they were ahead, and so we would have only lost $80. We did get a caller. There's a chance that they called us with the heart draw, which they would have just made, but if they didn't, this bet should get them to fold. If they raise this, I'm going to put them on having made their heart draw, and I'll probably lay it down. They did raise it. I'm going to say they probably made their heart draw, so I'm going to have to fold it. So good bet by them, even if they
Yeah.
didn't have it. Pocket pair. Best things you can see. Okay, so we are on the dealer button. We're actually not looking to raise this up too much because unless we hit a 5 on the flop, we're not going to want to play the hand.
Right.
But we did hit a 5 on the
Oh,
flop.
hey, look at that.
Yeah, so flopping a set is one of the best feelings in poker. Just your hand is disguised fairly well, especially if it's a small set like the 5. People aren't expecting you to have it. There's no draws out there, so there's no straight draws really. There's no flush draws, so we're not worried about whatever the next card is. So we don't need to bet much, if anything. So I'll check this in hopes of somebody else. Perfect. In hopes of somebody else betting, potentially raising. So this does give us a full house. So we're not even worried about a straight if it were to come up or a flush. So what would be perfect right now is if somebody was on a draw. So if somebody was trying to get, say, 5 clubs, they would have a flush. We actually want them to get that on the river because we will already have a full house right now. And if they make it, then they'll think their hand is strong, and we will win the hand because we actually beat them with a full house. This person, I don't know what they have. I don't know if they have like ace-jack, maybe ace-3, something like that. But we do have them probably beat with our 5s full of 3s. They had jack-6, just a pair of jacks. So we won with a full house. That's how it's done.
It's exciting.
What games do you usually play? Like, what do you do in your for your fun gameplay?
Cribbage.
Cribbage?
I play a lot of cribbage with my partner.
I've never played cribbage before. You'll have
It's
to
a lot
teach
of
me
fun.
sometime.
Yeah. It's a lot of math.
So would you say it's a heavily skill-based game?
As much as poker is.
Okay. Okay.
I
So
mean,
not as much
it's a
something
lot
like
of counting like 15, 31, and then pairs and things like that. So if
Okay.
you can get the counting down, similar to remembering.
Is there strategy involved?
Yeah, a little bit of strategy, because you get your cards and the other person doesn't know what you have, and you want to put them down in order to where you maximize your points.
Okay. Do you
So-
interact? Do you like try to minimize the other person's points at all? Or? Oh, okay.
You can do that too. It's because you play several hands till you reach 120 points, I believe, and so if they're pulling out ahead of you, you'll want to kind of be a little more defensive and keep them from getting points and hitting 15 and hitting 31 when you're playing in the hands where hopefully they won't get a lot of cards that leads up to that point count too.
Is it a difficult game to pick up?
No, it's not. That was the best part was actually my fiance taught me and
Relatively easy entry, but difficult to master. Okay.
yep. And then there are a lot of groups around too that you can meet up and play with different in tournaments and stuff like that. So
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Is it something that's typically done for just fun, or
Yeah.
is it
Yep.
more of a gambling thing like poker?
Mostly just for fun.
Okay.
College, group of friends would grab beers and play cribbage. So
Good
kind of
times.
relaxing. Yeah. It was a lot of fun. Loved it.
I don't know how much of that translates. Probably some of the knowing your opponent and trying to play into their weaknesses probably translates.
A little bit. And a little bit of trying to think about, okay, those cards go together, those cards go together. I need to think this way. But at the same time, the betting structure is something that's hard to pick up if you're not used to it, I think, for poker at least. And knowing when and how much to bet, I've had trouble with.
Oh yeah,
Like-
definitely. Well, we are doing surprisingly well. We've hit a full house, I think, like 3 times in a row now. So it's good stuff. We have Aaron over here manning the chat as well, so he's probably congratulating us. Yeah, betting is definitely one of the more difficult parts of poker. It's really all you do in the game. It's the only thing that you do is bet.
Yeah.
So it determines your entire play. There's some really good books out there talking about proper bet sizing. The Theory of Poker is probably one of the best entry-level books. It talks about something that a lot of other books build on. So that's probably my recommendation for anyone out there, possibly you, who
Yeah.
wants to learn more about the game. That's a good place to start.
But still, you talking through it was really helpful and saying we're going to bet a little more, and if they call, then we'll kind of have an indication of what they have.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of times with bet sizing, what you're trying to do is make it so that your opponent, if they have something that is beating you, um, that if they have something that will have the ability to beat you later on, say like they're going for something like a flush draw, which is a good hand, is if you make a flush. You want to make it so that it's better for them to just fold the hand because they're not getting proper return on their investment if they were to call you. So that way, when you're playing the hand and you go down to the showdown, which is where you reveal your cards and you see who the winner was, you're only going to be up against somebody that you are beating, that you think you are beating. That way you don't have to worry about somebody else having a hand that easily beats you. Um, so that was kind of a lot to take in. Basically, you're trying to keep only people in the hand that you know that you're beating, and you're trying to push out people who could beat you easily later on. You want to push them out of the hand early. That's a lot of the betting behind poker. A lot of it too is to do that, but do it in a way sometimes that makes it seem like you're strong when you're not. That's the
Yeah.
bluffing thing that everyone thinks poker is all about, but that's not the entire game, I promise. We actually have a monthly poker tournament here at Zynga that we do once a month. It's tonight, so if you're
Yeah.
interested, you can go to that. It's just for the employees of Zynga, just free, have a good time, drink some beers.
Sounds like probably a good idea for me. Maybe I should try to read that book for next month.
Oh yeah, we actually have quite a few copies of books back here. If you wanted to check them out, we have a little poker library going. Okay, we are not going to call the all-in with a 5-3 offsuit. I doubt that this person's going to. That is a way over bet.
Wow.
We would have made the best hand, but I have no idea why the person bet with a king-9 offsuit. That was ridiculous. People are just catching up to the full house that we had.
That is a delay. Wow.
Yeah, the reason we have a delay, it's intentional. We could have it be real time, but the reason we have a delay like that is so that if we're playing against people and they happen to be watching our stream at the same time, they won't see what our hands are.
I was wondering that.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
It'd be nice to interact with you all in real time. That would be great, but some people unfortunately have to ruin it for the rest of you guys.
Yeah.
Now, in games like this, say cribbage, I don't know how much this applies to cribbage, but do you find yourself as more of the aggressor or more of the defensive player, kind of keeping your calm, keeping your cool, and waiting for somebody else to
Definitely
make a
more
mistake?
the aggressor.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to force the mistake to happen.
Yes. That, but then also in getting the points, which sometimes sets me up for failure because I'll be blind and suddenly they'll have a 10 and we'll go from 21 to 31 and we'll get the points when I set it up poorly.
Yeah, okay. I see
But
that.
then there's other times where you just kind of get forced into a corner because you have one card left, so you have to play and hit 21, and then of course they have that 10 and they get the 2 points for 31. But 2 points you can generally come back from. It's the larger hands when all of their cards work really well together.
Maybe we can start doing an additional session, maybe once every other week or something, where Zynga learns how to play a different game, and that could be one of them.
That'd be cool. I'm trying to think of the other ones. There's, what's the name of it? There's euchre. I don't know how to play euchre, but I
I've
heard
never
that's
heard of that
really
game.
hard to pick up. It's another Midwest one.
I'm from the Midwest,
Where?
Colorado. I don't know if that counts as the Midwest.
I'm not sure.
It's middle-ish.
yeah.
It's westish.
I was more talking like Michigan and Wisconsin.
Yeah,
and
yeah. People here in the studio are from all over the country. country all over the world.
Do you miss Colorado then?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
It's nice there.
The open space,
Yeah,
the uh, inexpensiveness of real estate as compared to San Francisco.
it is insane.
Okay, it's heads up.
Okay.
It's go time. Every hand that you get, the fewer people that you're playing against, the wider range of hands that you can play with, because every hand just gets better because you have fewer people you have to beat.
Right.
So we have a suited ace here against one opponent, so we're going to push back. We did not hit this flop. Well, we got middle pair.
Yeah.
So we're in an interesting position where we almost have to go all in order to make it a relevantly sized bet.
Oh, yeah, because they're...
Okay, yeah, we're gonna go all in and hope that they didn't have leverage us. A jack and a 4, of course. They got there with their 2 pair. Man, we had them before the flop. On the flop, we were weak, and they got the 4 as well. So we came in second.
Yeah, you still got 100 or 1K.
Yeah. Oh no, I didn't win. No, let's back out of here. Let's do
You
something
don't want
else.
to play another tournament?
We can do another tournament, but I was going to think maybe a sit and go, higher stakes,
Yeah.
so we don't have to deal with a lot of that all-in
That sounds
nonsense. Okay, so let's see if anyone's sitting at the $1 million buy-in. It'll take a minute for the table to fill up. Okay,
good to me. That wasn't a minute.
okay, well, in the gaming world, that was infinite time. We want somebody to go on all in right now. We'd call that, I think. Ace Queen. The only reason I call this here is because I definitely expect somebody to raise.
There's
So a raise, a call. Now I want it to fold around to me would be ideal. That way it's just me versus 2 other people, and it'll probably happen. I'll go ahead and call this. We definitely have less than like a 30% chance of winning now, but there's 4 of us. So, pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket jacks. We were, wow. We just got destroyed. I thought it was a case of everyone just going all in on the first hand because they wanted to just go all in. I'm going to get so much crap for having played that hand like that. Okay, well, that was very fun. There $1 million. How about we try that again?
Okay.
You know, if you don't succeed at $1 million, go to 5.
Sounds like a good plan.
Against somebody shoving all in like that, I definitely would not have called if it was later on in the tournament. Even if it was the second hand, I might not have done it. But just because it was the very first hand, what people, like I was saying before, a lot of times they do is they just shove all in on the first hand, no matter what they have, in hopes
If they
of...
win, they get a lot. If they lose,
They
no
haven't really
time
lost
invested.
much, they can just restart. Yep.
Yep.
But at the higher stakes, people don't do that as
Listen.
often because you're investing more of your chips. It's not as much as your time, but it's your chips now because it's just so much. Okay, now expect not just a call, but expect either an all-in or a fold out of this player. And they folded. King 4 offsuit. One thing that a lot of players don't value as highly as they should is position. So position deals with where the dealer button is located, which is right here for us. And basically, the later you are, the better your position, because you get to see how everyone else acts before you have to take your turn. So it's worth extra. Basically, it's definitely an advantage because, like I said, you get to see what everyone else does before you have to make up your mind on what you want to do. So somewhere where you might have bluffed, just raising and hoping of getting somebody to fold, you might now have the information that somebody ahead of you already raised, so they probably have something, so you can't bluff them off the hand. So you would have saved yourself some money. Just an example of how that would play out. It's a deceptively simple game, but it's really fairly complicated.
Deceptively simple then.
Just call this.
I think it goes along the lines of the more you know, the more you realize the less you know.
Yes,
And that's how I
exactly.
feel with poker. As I start learning more, I realize there's a whole lot I don't understand. A little overwhelming at times, but still fun.
Yeah, I'd say beginners to poker think poker is easy. Um, sorry, beginners to poker think poker's hard. People who understand the game fairly well, have been playing for a while, think poker is easy, and then people who have been playing poker for a long time know that know that it's hard. Like it goes from you think it's hard to you think it's easy to you know it's hard because you just understand all the small things that go on in the game. People are just catching up to me losing that hand. Okay, let's see. We had a raise, call, check. Expect a re-raise here? No. Okay, showing strength with that raise. 7-jack offsuits in middle position. I don't like it. With a full table, it's a terrible hand. So the way a tournament works, regardless of the tournament, regardless of whether it's a sit and go or a shootout, you pay a flat fee for entering. So for this particular tournament, it's a single table. We paid $5 million, and then they give you, in the case of our game, they give you 1,000 chips to start off with. Those don't actually have any real world value. They're tournament chips. They're worthless. The only thing that actually gives you money is if you come in first, second, or third. So it's different from a cash game where you're actually playing with your real money the entire time. So a tournament is a good way if you want to sort of cap how much you are willing to lose. You can go into a tournament for that amount, and that way you'll never lose more than what you set ahead of time as your limit. Whereas with a cash game, you could lose everything. Yeah.
Yeah. That's always what happens in the movies, huh?
Yeah, they lose it all.
End up in debt to someone and
Or in the case of James Bond dying of a heart attack inside his car. Yeah. I mean, it could go either way.
how was the movie last week?
Oh,
I
good
missed
point.
it.
I will tell the people about that. So for you at home, so you know, Zynga Poker, we like to hang out. We like to do stuff together. We like to learn about poker, unsurprisingly. So last week we, as a team, watched the movie Rounders, which is probably the best poker movie that's ever been made. But I'd be interested to hear your opinions as to what your favorite poker movie is. Some other options that we were thinking about were The Sting or Shade, um, Casino Royale, James Bond movie. So there's a whole list of them that we chose from, and we chose Rounders. Rounders was awesome.
Yeah.
We have a small theater here at Zynga, so we actually got to watch it in our own theater. We got some pizza, get some beers. It was good times. I definitely recommend that movie to anyone who has not seen it. It's really good. Even if you're not a huge poker player, it's still a good movie. It's entertaining. It's got John Malkovich. It's got Matt Damon. It's got what's his name? Who plays the Hulk? In I guess that's a bad question. There's been like 12
Yeah.
Hulk actors. Let's see, he's in Fight Club. He's the main character in Fight Club.
Oh,
Edward Norton. Edward Norton's in it.
I'll have to rent it and watch it.
Yeah.
Maybe it's on Netflix.
Oh, we have it here actually. You
Oh,
can take it
okay.
home.
I'll do that
It's
then.
part of the library.
How have I been here 4 months and I'm only finding out about the library now?
Well, we just started the library maybe a month ago. We just started getting some stuff in.
Okay. I guess it also took 3 months before I actually got introduced to anyone else on the team.
Yeah. That's
No.
well, you weren't part of Zynga Poker the whole time, right? You were like, really?
But I was, yeah.
No. I don't get out much from my little table.
I apparently don't either.
Ace three on the big blind. Not a good hand. This is one of those hands where if you play it, you could get yourself into trouble because, say, like ace, king, nine comes on the board. Okay, we'd have a pair of aces, but we're very easily beat.
Yeah,
Anyone with an ace would beat us, pretty much, as long as they don't have a two or a three in their hand. But it's only 60 more into a pot of 420, it looks like. So we're getting good return on our money. We got nothing, so we're going to check it. We just have the backdoor flush possibility, and that's it. So it's not worth it. We can't possibly make a hand, so. It's not always the most exciting playing well. Like you'll notice in comparison to the previous table, we were playing at lower stakes at the shootout, and also at the 1 million tournament. But nobody's out yet.
I was noticing that. Yeah,
It's definitely stiffer competition the higher up you go in the buy-in. So for those of you who want to play at a more difficult table, maybe up your game some, play
yeah.
against some more difficult opponents, play at higher stakes. You can do that by either working your way up, which is what I like to do, or if you already know that you're good and you're just getting bored at the lower levels, buy some chips and head up to the higher stakes.
Makes sense. It's definitely a different mindset when you're not having the all-in people at the first round
Yeah, definitely.
and losing half the table.
Yeah. I mean, that's what you like to see, though. It's
Yeah,
unfortunate that it all goes to one person because it becomes difficult to take that one person out, but you'd definitely rather have that than have five more people in the tournament.
true.
I personally like to play a lot of poker in person. I like seeing people's reactions. I like people being able to see me. I think that gives me a bit of an advantage over something like playing online. But this is a good way to hone your core skills before you try and bring things like people's facial tics, people's nervous gestures, like stuff like that into the game. This is a good way to just hone your foundation.
Are you good at hiding your emotions then?
Oh, absolutely. I play a lot at Lucky Chances in South San Francisco is where I like to play a lot.
Never been there.
We missed this entirely. We just have to
Yeah.
gut shot straight draw. We have two over cards. I'm fine with calling this. There's no suited cards out there. No cards of the same suit, so that if an ace or a king comes, regardless of the suit, we're fairly happy with it. The queen would be excellent. Okay, we're getting fairly invested in this now. But it's been good money every time that we've been re-raised, so okay. Now I'm expecting... Wow. Wow. What do you do with this hand?
Yeah.
I think somebody has a jack. I have to fold. I don't think the king is good here. I think this person has a jack. They do. They both do.
Both did.
Yeah. So the king was no good. Found that out with that re-raise. So we're down to 600, which is unfortunate, but we didn't lose everything, which is good. We easily could have, especially with that king coming. Something that often is more telling than the amount somebody is raising by, purely just the amount, is the number of times that they have raised or have called a raise. So if that person from the beginning had just bet $500, I think, that wouldn't have been nearly as telling as them having called 100, then called another 100, then bet 300. It just shows that every time, no matter what, they were very comfortable with putting in more money.
Mm-hmm.
Which is different than somebody who was bluffing would do, which is just put in a lot all at once. This would be a decent hand for us. We have second pair and a gut shot. Uh, Queen Jack suited. All right, the blinds are getting so high that pretty soon we're going to have to start playing almost anything. So this might be as good a hand as any to start raising with.
Yeah.
I think what we'll do is we'll do something like a min raise, and then if it comes back around to us, we'll go all in. Looks like this person's going to put us all in. I'm going to put that person on something like a, I don't know, like an ace anything. This is perfect. Top
Yeah.
pair, top kicker, and a backdoor flush draw. And no other flush possibilities out there. So this is where we want to be. Caller, we'll take it down. And we did. Perfect. Okay. The whole pot is ours. So I was right. They had an
Yeah.
ace something. Good position to be in. And like that, we're right back in the game. We went from 600 to 1740.
That's quick.
Yeah, in no limit hold'em, there can be very drastic swings. You can go from having everything to having nothing, or very quickly go back up to like second place, like we did. Actually, you know what? We're leading right now. We're at the table.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, we're the chip leader at the table. And we were previously second smallest stack at the table.
Well, and we now have another all-in for this round, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah, hopefully somebody will call and they'll get knocked out. Yeah, so you can send table gifts at the table. Somebody just sent that guy a box of tissues.
Now he doesn't need it, unless he's crying from winning.
Well, he won by pushing everyone out, but he sent him the
did.
tissues because we took his money when we had the same hand, just a better kicker. We both had jacks, but that queen helped us out. See what's going on in chat. His name is Chance in the movie, and when people ask him. Okay, hard target was Jean-Claude Van Damme. Okay. Aaron, did Aaron just ask if Edward Norton was the Hulk or Spider-Man?
Yes.
Okay, Aaron. Edward Norton was the Hulk, but not in any of the Avengers movies. He was in his, I think it was just one movie where he was the Hulk. It was either one or two. But yeah, it was before the Avengers. Now the Avengers, they have a different character as the Hulk. They should have kept Edward Norton. He was much cooler. Let's see. Glitter with Mariah Carey. Get out of here.
That's a Pokemon movie?
No,
I didn't think so. I was
it's
like,
not.
I mean, I loved Mariah Carey as much as the next girl in the 90s, but didn't remember glitter being poker. Maybe I was too focused on Mariah Carey, though.
Yeah, you didn't realize it was a poker movie all along. Okay, let's get the next hand. King Queen, yes, suited. Somebody please raise. Dealer, please raise. No, just a call. What about you, small blind? Okay, well, we'll go ahead and raise it up then. 300. 3 times the big blind. 3 big blinds to 5 big blinds, somewhere in that range is a typical raise. That's a standard size raise. If you do something like 2 big blinds, that's a small raise, that's the min raise. If you do something bigger than 5, that's an overbet, because you're betting so much that it's like too much for anyone to call you, so it looks like you're trying to buy the pot. So somewhere in 3 to 5 is your standard. Basically going to be putting this guy all in by just betting with... Okay. We don't have anything...
Oh, they're just hitting.
Okay. So we have nothing, but we have a chance of taking all this guy's money, so we're going to have to bet the remaining 240. He probably has a speed, but we'll see. Oh,
Oh,
wow, that
wow.
king saved us.
Wow.
He had us beat with aces and nines, but we paired our king on the end. Bad beat. Sorry about that. He had done everything right, and we did everything wrong, and we still won, and that's poker. Just 50 more. And we're back in the lead.
Yeah.
Okay, we have nothing. We have no flush possibilities. It's a bad board for us. There are only 3 of us, though, so we might be able to push somebody off. The 200 I'm not going to call. Hopefully this person
Yeah.
will push back. And nope. They
These two keep folding.
Yeah, they're playing pretty tight. I don't know what's happening
Yeah.
there. I don't know if they're just waiting for everyone else to push each
Battle it
other
out.
out or nothing. Came up with air again. I don't want to just hand it to this person. Okay, now a 2 would actually save us, as would a 6.
Yeah.
16% chance of getting that, and we didn't. I can't believe. Alright, go ahead. You probably won, but we also have an ace, so if you're hoping on your ace high winning. Yeah. Got lucky and happened to hit the board. So now we're back down to 3rd place right now. That's rough.
Jay's telling us that glitter is a poker movie if we really believe in it.
Anything can be a poker movie if you try to analyze it enough. Actually, one of my favorite non-poker movies that I consider a poker movie is Revolver. Has Jason Statham. It's um, it's an interesting movie. It's like an action movie that's well, no, it's a I'd say it's an art movie that's disguised as an action movie. Has some philosophy in it, some strategy in it.
Is that one in our library too, or no?
It is not in our library, no.
Should I start checking our library before going to Netflix?
Yeah, I mean it's pretty small right now. There's only like 6 movies, but
Working on it.
oh, please fold around to us because we can't play this hand. Oh, this is the person who always folds, so
Yeah.
that's perfect. What do you know? They timed out and folded. Good stuff. King 9 offsuit, out of position. Alright, just one person left to go through, and it's this guy again. Take it. 250, 500. We now have 2 big blinds remaining. So, it's going to get to the point where if we have a face card, we're going to go all in.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Beat him with a flush. That's rough.
Nice.
About 20 minutes remaining. We should be able to finish this up pretty easily in that time. Jack 9. I do not... Alright, I'm going to raise all in here. Only because I know that the person at the top of this table is probably going to fold, as they have been the whole time, and it's a big bet, so it's difficult for the person to our left to call it. So it worked out for us. Just as intended. I'm going to do the same thing here with our ace for the same exact reason. So the call, and these 2 people will probably fold anyway. It's that easy.
Wow.
Okay, now somebody actually called. So we have nothing left to lose. We'll just
Yeah.
310. Probably. Yeah. Okay. So they won 340, I think, from us. Big deal. The worst starting hand in poker, 2-7 offsuit. Fun fact. I don't want to even try to do something with that. You can just take the hand. I don't want to call the
Why is
500.
it the worst hand?
2-7. So for your whole cards, if you have 2-7 and you're playing against any other random opponent, so you don't know what their whole cards are, that is the pair of whole cards that is going to have the lowest percentage time that it will actually win. So if you deal out the hand 1,000,000,000 times and you have a 2-7 offsuit, that is the two cards where you have the least number of wins out of that 1,000,000,000 times. Alright, person's all in again, and they have us beat already. Or a side pot, I guess. What do we have going on? Okay. Oh no. I wanted to go all in, not just 1K. Oh man! Come on, hearts. Come on, hearts. Yes! I need to. Oh, I can't send him a trophy. Oh well. Oh, I was supposed to say womp womp, not womp wimp. That doesn't even mean anything. I don't even know what that means.
I was starting to wonder if there was some new slang I didn't know.
There was not new slang. It was just I was trying to type very quickly so I could get back to the game. And now we're with the chip leader. Battling our way to the top. Okay, Queen Jack. I like it. This is a hand I can go all in on. Fold. Yes. Go all in. No. Go all in. These two are just folding every time. I don't know what's happening.
Now they're just making up stuff.
Fake movies.
Fake movies. Shrek 7.
Shrekkening. Shrek harder. Yes. Okay, so we knocked our only real opponent out of the game with our pocket jacks, which is great position for us to have those in. Of course he had 2 pair. Now he has a full house. Alright, well, all we can really do at this point is play our good hands and fold our bad ones, because they're just going to be playing with whatever they have the whole time.
Yeah.
Queen 9. Okay. This shouldn't last much longer. This person's all in. Cool. Pair of 2s. Come on. Give us... Every time that person has had 2 random cards and we lose to them with our better 2 random cards. I'll fold this. Alright, so we're going to have, hopefully, one less opponent.
Yeah?
Nope, okay, this person's all plus 3. 5-10.
Close.
Okay, pair of 5s. We've almost got him. Did we get there? Yes, we did. Alright, now we only have one person we're up against, and it seems like we know exactly what he's going to do every time. So, I would expect him to not bet here, just to check. He's actually all in.
Wow.
My betting controls have disappeared. So, I'm going to fold automatically. That sucks. to call that. I'll call for one more. And of course, you hit a pair of sevens. Why wouldn't you hit a pair of sevens? That's ridiculous. Okay, Jack 8. Call. Hit our pair of eights. We're gonna bet it. Cool. Our eights and our jack held up. Back to 6. Wow, this is intense. Okay.
Yeah.
One more thousand. Why not? Hit a pair of nines. How does it feel? How? No! Got it straight. Damn it. All right, all in. Go ahead and make my day. Of course you hit a 7. Why wouldn't he hit a 7? I can't believe how many times this guy has hit his hand. Okay. Well, we came in second. We got close.
Still won 10 million.
We still win 10 million. That's true. We doubled up.
Yeah.
I don't want to play in this tournament. We've got about 10 minutes left here.
Yeah.
And let's see. Is there anything that you would like to try in that 10 minutes? We can try the shootout that went pretty quickly last time.
Sounds good.
So what's going on over in chat right now? Are you still talking about movies or?
Aaron and Jay are talking about how Hulk and Shrek are related.
Ah, okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
Okay. King, queen. I'm going to make a prediction that somebody's going to go all in.
You're gonna have to agree with your prediction after what I've experienced today.
Yeah. Come on. Come on. There we go. There's the all-in. Now the question is, do we call? I guess it depends on how many other... So king, queen, typically a good hand. But there will be 2 opponents knocked out, possibly up to 4. You know what? Let's call it.
Oh.
Nope, didn't get there. And the 4-6 offsuit won that. Let's try again, shall we?
Yeah.
We actually had a pretty good call there, but we didn't hit it. I, most of the time, won't call that. It's just, okay, now I hope somebody goes all in again.
Yeah.
Fun fact, whenever you have a pocket pair, it very slightly, but nonetheless still does, increase the chance that another person has a pocket pair.
Okay.
Just because now they can't have... Now there's just one less tin for somebody else to have
Yeah.
as a random card in their hand. So it means that they're slightly more likely to have 2 of the same card, since they're less likely to have that tin that's a different card. It's a very small chance, but still. Okay, we are ahead so far. And we took it down. Oh, we're in a great position now. What do we have? 3 people left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah!
That was a good decision.
We finally won one of those. Okay, now what do we do? 10-2 offsuit. No, sorry, 10-2 suited, but out of position. Such a small blind. I'm just going to call it blind.
What's out of position?
Out of position, again, is where you have to act earlier on in the round rather than later on. So because this person, it goes clockwise, this person will be acting after us in all future betting rounds. So it's now his turn, and then on the flop, see, we have to act first. So again, it's an advantage to him because he has information about how we're going to act now before he has to make any decision. You bet 80, huh? We have bottom pair. How willing are you to gamble, pal? We have a lot of money that we can work with now. I can do this to you. Now we have a flush draw on bottom pair. How do you feel about that? Come on, heart. Oh, That's rough. I'm still going to bet 40 just to put him all in, but he's probably got us at this point. Ace queen.
Yeah.
So we made a good call on the flop because we were ahead. We made a decent raise on the turn because we made a flush draw. But then that river really screwed us over. 2-7 offsuit. We are on the dealer button. Only have to go through 2 more people. And if they don't raise, then that's fine. Okay, so they didn't raise, which is what I wanted. But we didn't hit anything. Just going to check it. We now have the top 2 pair. This person might have picked up a flush. They might have picked up a straight now. If they bet big here, I have to fold. Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, an 8, a 3, or a heart. 2 hearts would give them a better hand. They might also already have a 6. That is a bad card for us.
Sometimes hard still not knowing at the end then what they had.
Oh yeah, it can be frustrating. A lot of times somebody will make a call, if it's not for a lot of money, even though they know they're beat, just to see what the other person had.
Yeah.
Getting that information of, oh, in this situation, they act this way. In hopes of being able to use that to your advantage and actually pick up more money in the long run, now that you know how they play. Now, Street Fighter is being talked about, I see. I don't know how that came into the conversation. How often do you play cribbage? Just like a weekly thing?
Yeah.
Okay.
Every 2 weeks.
Okay. Very casual.
Pretty casual. Part of it's been difficult because I moved down here recently in like the last 6 months. But my fiance and I were living up in Arcata, about 6 hours north of here, and so we actually haven't been living together. And I only get to see him about once a month right now, so that's been a little difficult. But
That's hard.
yeah,
I can appreciate that.
yeah, definitely looking forward to closing on this house and actually,
That would be exciting. That'd be the dream for me, is owning a house.
yeah.
I'm actually moving this weekend into a house. It's a rental, but I'm still excited.
You can find a rental that allows your dog.
Took a while. Took a long while. I looked at Craigslist for many hours to find that.
Part of the reason I'm buying.
So that you can do whatever you want to.
Oh no,
including
because
having
I have
dogs.
2 70-pound dogs.
Oh, wow. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I've met
So
one of them. That's right.
you've met one, but the other one. So the one you've met, I have a collie mix that's 9, and then a shepherd mix that's 1.5, and I love them both so much. Life is so much better with my dogs.
Oh, sure. Yeah. I have, well, you met my black pug. His name's Davis. He's pretty great.
Greg named the shepherd mix, named him Loki.
I like
He
it.
has lived up to that name.
Troublemaker?
Oh yeah. Will jump the fence just to go play with dogs in the street.
Oh, my gosh. Luckily, my pug Davis is fat and can't jump that high, so I don't have to worry about it. All right, we're going to be wrapping up maybe in the next 5 minutes here. So if
Wow, that went by fast.
yeah, so if we don't see a lot of action going on, we'll sort of force it to happen. We'll try to force it to happen right now. Let's do 3 times the big blind in hopes that somebody will potentially raise us. We don't want both people to fold. That would be bad. Okay, aces came out there. We have the best possible hand that
Yeah.
isn't including a pair. So if he doesn't have anything either, we have him beat. So, put out a big bet. Wouldn't be doing this normally, but because our broadcast is coming to a close, I am going to be re-raising him. Okay, now I definitely don't think you have an ace, pal. You better have a pocket pair or a 9. course he has an ace. Why wouldn't
Wow.
he have an ace? Wow. Okay.
Well, you got your action.
I did get my action. That's true. I got what I asked for, I guess. Oh, I'm going to get such a hard time from Aaron for that. That's why I have to preface all of these with, this is not how I would normally act, but because we're broadcasting and it's almost over. Okay. This is another hand where I'm just going to do silly things. $180. Wow. That makes up for it. Okay, guys. Let's speed it up. And just
Well,
like that,
good.
it's only two of us.
Yeah.
But I am severely short-stacked. If you bet at this, you can have it. Okay. If you bet at this, you can still have it. If you bet at this, you can still have it. I have absolutely nothing. I don't even want this hand. We both play the board. Split pot. Nope. Nope. Just want something I can shove all in with. Something that I have a chance of winning with. I have
Yeah.
no chance of winning with this. Yeah, you can
You
have
might
it.
have to. Oh,
Might have to.
never mind.
4 or 5. I like it. That's a solid hand. Those are 2 cards.
I guess that's how you play with time constraints.
Yes. Just preface all of my actions with that. It's forever, that's what's happening. Alright, now we're all in. Easy call by him. With the pocket 7s that are useless because there's a full house out there. Queen 2, offsuit. One. Well played.
Took a lot of thought.
Yeah, I know. Bottom pair. Still just bottom pair. Now at 30. 2-9 offsuits. Come on. Yeah. Let's do this. 2-9 offsuit. Sorry, 2-9 suited. That's how it's done. You just have to hit 2 pair on the flop every time. Sure. If you don't have anything, I'll take it with the 5s.
Yeah.
I think you have a 10. Nope.
Oh.
Also 5s.
Oh.
5-6. He plays that crap? Okay. Let's bet with the worst hand in poker and see what he does. He calls, not surprisingly. Okay, I need to wrap up our broadcast. So,
You
I'm
do.
just going to start going all in every hand. This guy is probably wondering what we're doing. It's exactly what he thinks. We're just getting fed up with waiting. Come on, 3. No. All right, you got it. Congratulations, sir. All right, and with that,
Hey, we're still
we are going to
second
wrap up our
place.
broadcast with that sad, sad loss. Thank you for joining us, everyone, on another edition of Zynga Poker Tips and Tricks. We had Ralph out today. We had Lauren joining us. Thank you so much for being
Yeah,
here. Hopefully, you can maybe come a little bit more often. Get to say
sounds
hello to
good.
everyone.
Yeah.
Thanks for stopping
Um,
by, and we will see you again next week.